It's on?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Kelly Richardson McBee. I'm Steffan's spouse, and on behalf of our family, as well as Crystal and Randy Scott, Ashley McBee, Chris Blum, Cooper and Freya Richardson McBee, and Aiden Schwartz-Windsor, we welcome you to this memorial. Things are going to be a little bit different. If you refer to your program, there's Steffan and I, as well as our family, are all pagans. Steffan is a Norse pagan. So what that means is that this isn't going to be quite the memorial that is typically going to happen. So pagan ceremonies, how they function is we believe very much that we move within the seasons. So we believe very much in the elements, being in tune with the earth. You see our priestesses here. They will be calling forth the elements, as well as the god and the goddess. And we'll be celebrating a little bit and sharing some stories about Steffan. There'll be time for you to come up and tell a story if you'd like, as well as light candles. After that, there'll be a couple of other brief things, and then we'll also be sharing what are called traditionally cakes and ale. There's apple juice, there's mead, there's also dairy-free, gluten-free brownies, and dairy-free, gluten-free brownies as well. So we wanted to make sure it was as inclusive as possible. So without further ado, I will pass it over to our priestesses. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your care and support of us and your remembrances of Steffan. We would be very happy to see all of you here today. So thank you.
We meet here today in both sadness and in joy. We are sad because a chapter has closed. Yet we are joyful because by the closing, a new chapter may begin.
We meet to mark the passing of our beloved brother, Steffan McBee, for whom this incarnation has ended. We meet to commend Steffan to the care and blessing of the All-Father, that he may rest, revel, and feast, free from illusion or regret in the halls of Valhalla, until the time shall come for his return and rebirth to this world.
And knowing that this be so, we know too that though our sadness is great, the joy is greater.
So, let us begin.
All things evil or malignant be, know this place is not for thee. Be thou gone, depart from me, and by my will, so mote it be.
So mote it be.
Red spirits in black, white spirits in gray. Come ye, come who may, around and about, through in and throughout, may the good stay in and the ill keep out.
I conjure thee, O circle of power, that thou beest a meeting place of love and joy and truth, a shield against all wickedness and evil, a boundary between the worlds of men and the realms of the mighty ones, a rampart of protection that shall preserve and retain the powers that we shall raise within thee. Wherefore I do bless and consecrate thee in the names of Odin and Freya.
Ye lords of the watchtowers of the east, ye lords of earth, we do summon, stir, and call thee forth to witness these rites and to guard this circle.
Ye lords of the watchtowers of the south, ye lords of fire, I do summon, stir, and call thee forth to witness these rites and to guard this circle.
Ye lords of the watchtowers of the west, ye lords of water, ye lords of death and initiation, we do summon, stir, and call thee forth to witness these rites and to guard this circle.
Ye lords of the watchtowers of the north, ye lords of air, Boreas, guardian of the northern portal, thou powerful god, thou gentle goddess, we do summon, stir, and call thee forth to witness these rites and to guard this circle.
The elements are in balance, which brings spirit to our circle. I call to Odin, All-Father, he who walks between the worlds and guides every fallen warrior home. We welcome you into this space as we honor the life, death, and afterlife of our beloved brother.
I call to Frigg, All-Mother, she who births both gods and men, and who weaves the web of the universe. We welcome you into our space as we honor the life, death, and afterlife of our beloved.
Cattle die, kingsmen die, and so the self must die. I know one thing which never dies, the reputation of each dead man. As we gather to remember Steffan, we may carry in our hearts our times and the story we created with him as he walked this life as a soldier, a beloved husband, a father, a leader, a gamer, and a friend. I now invite all of you who knew and loved Steffan to please light a candle and share a story you have about our brother. It can be short or long, brief or detailed. Then set a candle in the bowl and light flame to the candle, or the easiest way is to dip the candle in that candle and then put it in the bowl.
Okay, so what do I do?
Tell the story, light a candle, sweetheart.
I should have thought about this first, huh?
Who are you, sweetie?
Wait, what? Oh, I'm Cooper Richardson McBee. My father's beautiful son. I'm pretty cool. I should have thought this out before, but that's okay. We go on a wing, however that goes. He likes Swiss rolls. That's the main thing I can remember right now. For as long as I used to remember, every time I'd sit in the front seat of his car, whenever he'd pick me up from school or something, and he had Pop-Tarts in the front seat or the little middle part, or any kind of sweet, I'd always steal one, because what kind of person would I be if I didn't? They were yummy, and they kept me fed, and I'm pretty sure he would have been proud, because I'm just like Rousey, because little silly cats ate his fries without him knowing. I'm just like him, because I'm goated. And I really miss him, and I'm a little sad that I'm a little mad at him, but it's okay.
Hi. For those who don't know me, my name is Aiden Schwartzquenzer. I am a family friend of the McBees, and as Cooper and Freya call me, a brother. One story I do remember of Steffan is when he had asked me to help him with some 3D prints down in the basement. Me and him had just a song came on, From Now On, from The Greatest Showman. Me and him just sang our hearts out, and as I helped him with his 3D prints, and I'm truly sad that the only moment, or the last moment I had with him was at a band banquet, but at least I was doing the best I could to be as him. He was a great role model to not only me, but a lot of people. Great leader, great father, great friend. May the gods treat him better than this world did.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Cowart. Steffan was a coworker of mine, and I'm glad that I'm here today to give my condolences to the family and to Steffan. He is greatly missed, and I got a good story. And actually, this dragon that's on the table, he's really big at 3D printing. I'm a part of the chemical corps, being a coworker of Steffan, and he made me one of those dragons, and he got the color perfect, representing the chemical corps, because in the chemical corps it's a dragon, and everything was unexpected. I guess the one thing I wish is that, like you said, this world needs to be better, and I wish it was better to Steffan. I regret not being able to talk to him as much because I was forced not to. So I came here to share that and hope that we can all get through this together. And thank you so much for inviting me.
My name is Randy Scott. I was Steffan's stepfather from an extremely young age when I came into their lives. Yes, he considered me dad. And I knew pretty much from the moment I saw his censored eating grin that I was going to have my hands full with him. But I also learned very quickly that rather than the physical discipline that myself and some other people my age might have experienced during our childhood, that the easiest way to get him to regret doing something and not do it again was to let him know that he had disappointed you. Because disappointing people was something Steffan took very hard upon himself and something he strived not to do. He was an extremely giving and loving person, and I know myself personally, the rest of the family and all of his friends will have a hole that will never be able to be filled in. But know also that he will be looking down on us wishing us nothing but eternal happiness. Thank you.
I could tell quite a few stories about Steffan and how he brought us all together and how he's a core pillar of our community and a core pillar of each of our lives. But I think the thing that really describes Steffan is the things that I keep missing from him every day. He was always quick to smile, quick to give you a hug, quick to laugh. And that's what we're going to miss most that's what I miss most is hearing his laugh, feeling his hugs. I wish I'd gotten one more hug out of him, but I didn't, because I wouldn't let him work on his 3D project he was working on, and that was going to be one of my biggest regrets, not getting that last hug out of him.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley. I am Steffan's sister. You all knew him as an adult, as a kind, loving, thoughtful person, and he was. But I'm going to tell you some vignettes of his childhood when he was a little twerp. So when we were very, very small, my brother really liked to watch wrestling on the TV. And I don't remember this, but I've been told the story, so it happened. Apparently, he decided that he wanted to emulate some of the wrestlers, and he ended up giving me a black eye. So I, also being a little twerp, came up behind him one day when he was completely unaware and bashed him over the head with a Lincoln log. Don't mess with me. When we were older, everyone used to praise our parents about how well behaved we were. And we were, in public. As soon as we got home, all bets were off. He's breathing my air, she's touching me. You know, typical kid things. So one summer we were staying with our father, and he got so fed up with listening to us bicker. And he said, you know what? Hold on. He cleared out the whole living room area. He moved the coffee table, moved the sofa, pulled the dog up on the sofa, brought the baby up. He was like, y'all, have at it. Work it out. Do whatever you need to do. So we did. We went to town on each other for about 3 minutes. He hit me, I pretended to cry, and he stopped, and I kicked him in the balls. Don't mess with me. When we were teenagers, he had a really bad habit of losing his house key. And he got told off about it, I think, twice. I also lost my key, but don't mess with me. So rather than going to our parents and telling them, hey, I lost my house key again, or coming to his cool younger sister and saying, hey, I lost my house key, despite the fact that he had a car and could totally take my key and go make a copy and no one would be any the wiser. He spent about 6 months every day just breaking into the house, going through his window.
So I found the footprints on the window.
Yeah, and then Mom found the footprints and he was busted. But I mean, hey, it was a good gig as long as it lasted. I asked him why he did that because he had so many alternatives. He's like, I don't know, I think it's fun. Because he was a twerp. When we were in high school, we went to school together, but we didn't actually have any classes together. We were only a year apart. We had a single class that we would have had together. We walked into AP Psych on the first day of class, and he looked over and saw me already sitting there, and he goes, no, absolutely not. So he sat there quietly through the whole first day, and when the bell rang, he got up and walked out. He was like, I am not having a class with my sister. And I was like, that's fine, don't mess with me. Then we had an assembly, and I was in the newspaper class. After the assembly, I went back to newspaper, he went back to whatever class he was in.
And one of the older kids in my class who was in his year goes, "Hey, you're Steffan's sister, right?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, why?" And she goes, "Do you know he's weird?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You need to be a little more specific." And aside from the fact that he would occasionally come to school with a fairly close cropped head after using my razor to shave his head, on that particular day, walking back from the assembly, instead of walking like a normal person, he was jogging backwards while talking with his friends. Because he was weird. But that was my weirdo and my twerp. Don't mess with me.
They write themselves really well, so even if you accidentally put it in upside down, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
My name is Jared Maggard. I met Steffan back in the dark times of 2007 when he first came up here. And within about a week of meeting him, I was basically the introvert in the local gaming community that he decided to adopt. And he really quickly just integrated himself in and he became my brother. We spent years getting into all sorts of gaming misadventures. There was this multiple day-long event at one of the gaming stores that we went to one time, and he just brought a crate of MREs that we lived on, and none of us slept the entire weekend, and we almost crashed on the way home. That was the regular. I traveled across the country with him for gaming tournaments. I spent probably months at a time just living with him in our little make-believe fantasy realms. And he was the same there as he was in life. He never shied away from putting himself in danger to save his friends, especially if he thought he would get a laugh out of it. Then when he came back up here, we integrated him back in, and it was like just like old times. We'll miss him. I'll see you on the other side, brother.
Hello, I'm Theodore Shiro-Miller. Yes, the hyphen is part of the last name. And I met Steffan about the same time that Jared did. I kind of met both of them about the same time because they were already friends. And yeah, we were, both gaming stuff and everything, but yeah, him and I had kind of fell out from talking for a while, and then I knew he'd be busy, so I'd sometimes reach out, and I regret not reaching out more. And yeah, I'm gonna miss him. I know that the Army he played in 40K, like the day they got announced, I was being like, oh yeah, I gotta message Steffan about this, because we gotta get a game in. And so, yeah. Gonna miss him, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Cindy Brandt. I'm one of the 4-H leaders. I got to know Steffan and his fantastic family, Kelly, Freya, Cooper, this year. I've had a lot of families come and go over the last 13 years, and you just get this sense sometimes of, wow, this family is awesome. They follow through. What neat parents. If I needed somebody to just be there when I had a photo project going, he would come and maybe play a game in the back room very enthusiastically. But wonderful man. But my memory of him is we went to a baseball game, and he wanted to catch Cooper a ball. And he tried and tried and tried. They just didn't come to section 108. The balls went to 107. That's just the way it went. And he was so polite. I carried that with me. I went on a couple-week hike recently. At times, I'd be feeling like sweating, stressed, and I remember Steffan being so polite to everybody. I was like, hey, I'm going to channel some Steffan. I don't know him that well, but that is something to channel. A person who is that kind to every person. So I'm incredibly sad that he doesn't get to continue volunteering in his capacity, but I'm glad I got to watch a man who's so dedicated he would have grown an extra arm to catch that ball for Cooper.
For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Patrick. I am a very, very recent addition to the friend group. I only knew Steffan from the few times I saw him at the Bird. This part of this is on me too. I wanted to hang out more, but I never really tried. I wanted to try hanging out more, but I never really worked up the will to try and get in contact more. I do wish I could have known him better, because just from the experiences I'm hearing around me, he was definitely worth getting to know. But hindsight's 20/20, I guess. Gonna miss him.
Hi, I'm Stevie. Not many people know that, but yeah, I'm Stevie. And my time with Steffan was short, and that makes me sad. But through my time with him, I learned that he was so passionate. Some of my first experiences with him was actually watching him fight for our community, and I mean fight. And it was lovely. I remember messaging you and be like, oh my God, look at him. I love it. And going back and forth over it. And, hold on, I lost my train of thought. I hate that. Thank you. It's so outdated. Most recently, I remember him teasing me about how my name is spelled, because I'm actually Stephanie, but I changed it to Stevie. And he's like, I don't like Steven with the PH. And I was like, well, I'm Stephanie with the PH, so it's too bad, so sad. And I went to karaoke and was terrified to sing very much, and we kept talking about it. And I finally went up to go. And I sang. And did I sing? And I got down on the floor and was twerking and everything. And then I ran out the building, and he was like, whoa, 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 wait, what was that? And stopped me, and I was like, no one saw anything. He's like, you did amazing. And just stopped me, and while I was embarrassed and so shy, and gave me so many compliments. It meant the world. And then he teased me to show me that there was proof that I did it. And that was my very last memory of him, to show me that I could do it and not be scared. And that will live with me forever, just to know that there was someone out there that is encouraging people. And I know that he did that for so many others.
Okay, I'm terrible with public speaking, but I gotta tell a couple of stories. So I met Steffan and Kelly through my daughters. My daughter Haley is very good friends with Cooper and Freya. And the first time I met them in person, I had given the kids a ride home after 5 nights at Freddy's. And I showed up at their house, hadn't met him. Now, I think I met Steffan like very briefly in person at one of the kids' band concerts, but it was like a, hey, that's my dad. And I went, oh, the guy in the car over there, hi. And that was it. I think it was the same day. Anyway, so I get there and we're talking because I'm very talkative and talk all the time. And I was like, yeah, my husband and I are terrible people. We play way too much Cards Against Humanity. And I was like, you guys should come over sometime. And Steffan looked at Kelly and said, do you want to go? Let's go. And I was like now? Oh, crap. Yeah, great, let's do that. And then I called my husband on the way home. I'm like, I'm bringing people over, get ready. And he's like, oh, okay. And then we were up till what, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They brought over a bunch of drinks, I had food, we had and that just kind of became the routine. They'd come and hang out, Steffan and I would talk. And we go, yeah, we should hang out again. Yeah, let's do that. And then I would tell James and he would tell Kelly and we'd be like, this is what we're doing. And the other would go, okay, like, sure. But the first time they came over to my house, this goes back to your twerking story over here that you just had. No, it reminded me of this and it was really funny. So at the time, Hunter was what, like 8? He went upstairs to go talk to the kids. And the girls at the time thought that twerking was the coolest thing ever. Haley, I could tell them about the video in the garage. Anyway, so he comes back downstairs and he's like walking like this, like, what did I just see? And I'm like, what did you just see? And he goes, so I was confused about which room was which. And I went in Hunter's room and he was just twerking like crazy and I did not know what to do, so I just walked away. They're all just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry you saw that. He goes, no, it was the highlight of my night. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen and I will never forget. I'm like, I wish you could forget, but okay. but that just stuck with me because most people would be appalled and run away and be like, oh dear God, this family is crazy. And he was like, these are my people. But yeah, let's go to right now and the being cool with the 8-year-olds working, which is still embarrassing to me. But Steph and Kelly have always just been, since that moment, been like a part of our family. And we aren't always great about keeping in touch, especially around the time they moved off base, my husband retired. And so after that, we haven't gotten together again other than the kids' band concert. And I walked into the concert and Steffan just lit up. I was like, oh, I'm so glad you guys came. And gave me a big hug. Actually, it was funny. I told my husband, I said, hey, I got kissed by another guy today. He's like, oh yeah? I said, yeah, Steffan kissed me on the top of the head. He said, yeah, no, that's it, that checks out. But he was just always so happy to see anybody and like the room lit up no matter who you were. And we will very much miss that. And the horrendous personality of Cards Against Humanity and the jokes that we're told, will stick forever. Or watching, what was that cartoon? the one that you guys were all has-been hotel. Well, Kelly crashed on the couch because she was exhausted, and everybody else, Kelly and I were about passed out, and these two, these three, and I think he was there, they were all just laughing all night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, I'm going to bed. Have fun, guys. So, anyway, I have more stories, but I'll leave it at that.
Hey, so I'm Haley, her daughter, and if there's one thing that I remember, that I'm gonna remember the most about Steffan, is that he always forgave me for every single stupid thing that I did. Like, one of the first times he came over for Cards Against Humanity, I was intimidated by how nice he was, and for some reason I told him he looked like a toe, and I still don't know why I did it, but he was just confused, but he forgave me, and every single time I saw him, he just always treated me like I was his own kid, and no matter what I did, or that one time when I went to go get him a drink, and I accidentally threw a Pepsi can on his balls. And I ran upstairs and felt bad for the rest of the night. He just always forgave me, and he never treated me any different. And he always invited me to do stuff, and I think I'm always going to appreciate it. But another thing that I think that I'll remember for a long time, and one of my favorite memories, is when, for his birthday, I got him a real size cutout of a Ryan Reynolds, like cardboard cutout, and I spent forever trying to figure out how to get it. It was like $80. I spent 2 hours trying to wrap it. But I eventually gave it to him, and he thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. But I think he secretly loved it because because one time Freya was walking in the kitchen, right? In the middle of the night, and she saw the cardboard cutout of Ryan Reynolds, and she thought that it was a man just standing in her kitchen, and she was terrified. So they ended up putting it in the basement next to the 3D printing stuff. And I'm pretty sure he secretly looked at it every single day. But I just really, really appreciate how he always accepted me no matter how stupid I acted, and sorry, I don't know what else to say.
He was probably really happy you accepted him no matter how stupid he acted.
Yeah, but I guess that's all I have to say, but
My name's Dan Ellison. I met Steffan through Jared. When he first moved back up to Washington, he became part of my gaming group on Monday nights. So he was a fixture in my house every week, save a very few since then. And I've been running gaming nights every night for years. And he just kind of became part of the group very quickly. I'm not an easy person to get to know or like, but he never had an issue getting used to that, getting used to me. So it's always going to be part of a story that's not finished, which is a uniquely sad thing. But it was always kind of funny because he'd come sometimes straight from work and he'd have food he picked up at a gas station or a bag of chips for dinner, and we'd have to bully him into accepting food from my wife, who would have cooked dinner for everybody. And he was so worried about inconveniencing us that we would have to push him into accepting food, sometimes even just putting a plate in his hands. And then he would be too awkward to refuse the food that he was given because he was too polite to make the effort of putting it on a plate and handing it to him go to waste. So there was a lot of good times, a lot of stories that were told. But there will be a gap in our gaming night from here on out.
Hi, I'm Freya. I'm Steffan's daughter. Before we came here to Washington, we lived in Kansas City, and my best friend from school, Cody, would often, or sometimes he would come over, or we would go and hang out with him, and it was some of my best memories because my dad treated Cody like he was one of his own kids, and it was just great to see that my friend could be loved by somebody that wasn't related to him like he was. One time, I think it was Free Comic Book Day, I'm not sure. We went to the movies and we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which if you've seen it, oh my god, it makes me cry. So we went to go see the movie and we were all like crying. My dad was crying, Cody was crying, I was crying. I don't know if Cooper was crying. He probably was. But after that, we went out and about. We went to go see Free Comics, and we went out to eat. And the entire time, he was treating Cody like his own son, and it was. I'm gonna cry. It was just great to see.
My name is Maury. I haven't known Steffan for a very long time, but I will never forget the first day that we met. We were volunteering together, and we just started talking, because we didn't have anything to do at the time, and he discovered that I was also a huge nerd. And so we started going down the path of trying to figure out what nerd IPs we had in common, what we liked to do that was the same. And we're both huge tabletop gamers. And it turns out we have absolutely... We don't play the same games. We just don't. But that did not stop us from spending at least an hour when we really should not have been talking about nerd things and tabletop gaming and the different games we run and the different things we love to do. And I remember after about an hour of this, he very delightedly, sort of didn't actually drag me, but basically he took me by my ear and he dragged me over to meet Kelly to introduce me to her. Basically saying, look, I've met another nerd. I'm so happy. And he had no idea that we'd already met and knew each other. And he was just so happy to tell Kelly that he'd made another nerd friend.
So I was another nerd friend that was recently kind of gaming with Steph, but he was probably one of the most patient and fun DMs that I've ever had. To give some context, we were in this town that was kind of a forest town, and there was an evil cult that had set up kind of soup kitchens and all these things trying to win favor with the local people. And while they were coming off as all friendly and stuff, we had been to a town that they were at before that had sacrificed all the people. And they had these soup kitchens around town. Well, somehow our party got convinced that it had to deal with the soup. And there must be something in the soup that's putting spells on people. So we spent probably a good 8 to 10 hours throughout multiple sessions investigating the soup to find out that there was nothing involving soup. It was regular soup. And I think he is the only DM that would spend 40, 50 hours designing this elaborate story in this town and let us try to find the recipe to a bowl of soup. And it's something that his happiness, his sense of humor, and his patience was just contagious, and everyone was a better person for being around him.
Hello, my name is Pat. Steffan was my son-in-law. He had a lot of time spent here. When he came to Wisconsin, when he had a chance, we always went out to our cottage. And we would pull the kids around with my pontoon boat, and they would be inner tubing and splashing around. Finally, we decided to try to do a wakeboard. And wakeboard, if you don't know what it is, it's just a big, long, one ski. You put both feet on it, and then you try to get up and you just ski around behind the pontoon. Steffan really liked to try to do that. So we finally get him out on the lake, and he gets behind the boat, and he leans back, and he knows he can do this. He's got all the strength and everything else. He understands. We start pulling him, bam, flat face right into the water. Bound and determined he's going to do this. So we try it a second time. He gets there and he says, I know all the experience. He had everything that he needed to do. He's done this before. He can do it. Started pulling him and poof, flat face right into the water. About the third or fourth time after doing a face plant, we asked him if he had enough. He said, I'm going to try it one more time. So we got him behind the boat. I rammed it as fast as I could because I wanted to get him up as fast as we could. And he was up. And he was screaming in his hands. He let go of the rope and he face planted. So he was just so exhilarated to try to get up on the boat. He finally made it, and then he face planted. I said, do you want to do it again? He said, no. So what I am really surprised with is the community he's developed in Seattle and all his friends. And I thank you for your support with Kelly and the kids in this time of need. So that's what I have for Steffan. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Meg. I'm
I'm a really loud talker, so I'm going to move this away a bit. I'm a community organizer in a lot of the same aspects that Steffan was. And I first met Kelly a few years ago when I think he was still out in Kansas City and you were here at a karaoke that I was hosting. And I really go out of my way to make sure everyone feels welcome at any event I host or volunteer at. And then I met Steffan a little bit later when we were both volunteering somewhere else, and he did it better than me, which is pretty unusual. Most of the time my main complaint of why I'll never go back somewhere is everyone wasn't greeted, everyone didn't feel welcome. No one else went around and did that, or I make sure there's people to do it. And it was the most relaxing thing ever for me to go to karaoke on Thursday and just have the two of you take care of it. And not only did he work super well as a team, but he definitely made sure every single person was greeted, felt welcome, like they were welcome to be there. No one felt left out or like they weren't a part of the group. And even I have to work a little bit at that, and I felt like it came really natural to him for some reason. And it was just really cool. I have never met anyone quite like that, so he'll be missed a lot.
Hey, I'm Christopher, Ashley's fiance, and so I've been a part of Ashley and Steffan's family for, I guess, 6 years now, and despite that, I haven't had many opportunities to interact with him, because basically see him on family holiday once a year, Christmas or Thanksgiving, and but he's always been very welcoming, kind, thoughtful, and you never expect not to have someone, even if you only see him once a year, that's going to just suddenly disappear, and I will miss the opportunity to get to know him better. I'm very grateful for everyone here for giving me the opportunity to get to know him a little bit better through the memories that you are sharing. And I guess the one thing I'd like to point out is not necessarily a memory of him, but whenever Ashley's talking about him, frequently hear about like how they're different. Not that she's necessarily pointing that out, but from the way she tells the stories, you tell all the differences between them, and hearing a lot of the memories that people are sharing can also today hear a lot of the things that they're actually quite similar as siblings, and that's been I wouldn't call it a fun experience, but a valuable one, I guess.
Hello everyone, I'm James, Bethany's husband. Biggest thing I remember about Steffan and what I'd like to, I guess, convey. He always reached out to me and was always asking how I was doing, and we were always checking up on each other. But I remember a few months ago, just out of the blue, I get a phone call from him, and just catching up and asking how I was doing, and that was the last time I remember speaking to him, and we were talking about how much we needed to meet back up and have a family game night or something, and I'm like, yeah, we need to we need to do that. It's been too long. It's been a couple of months because we've just been so busy. And I miss that from him. And I always loved how much he reached out to me and how much he reached out to Bethany and the kids and just check up on how we were doing. And I know I want to be like that and reach out to people. Because again, like somebody was saying, we need more people like that. So I'm gonna miss him. I love him like a brother.
Hey y'all, I am Crystal. I am Steffan's mother. So I've kind of known him the longest of anybody here because I was kind of there when he was born. So many stories that run through the brain but won't come out of the mouth, if that makes any sense. But I want everybody here to know that when he was home for the holidays or when I would talk to him, he was always telling me, my friend Jared said this, or my friend Meg said this, or, yeah. He shared you all with us. And I'm very glad that we got to share him with y'all. And just so you know, Jared, those coast-to-coast parties, or gaming sessions, I had found his next t-shirt. It says, there ain't no party like a D&D party, because a D&D party don't end till the healer's dead and all the potions are gone. And that was gonna be his next t-shirt. So thank you all for being a part of his life, and Kelly's life, and the kids' lives. You cry whenever you need to cry, honey. And he can still be your role model, Aiden. Just remember what he would say or what he might have done. And let it guide you, okay?
I look a bit like a pyromaniac right now, I'm sorry.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course.
Hello, I'm Kevin. I only met Steph like 6 months ago. From the moment I met him, I could tell what kind of person he was. All the stories you're telling reinforces. I could tell what kind of person he was. And we didn't have very many conversations, but I was really looking forward to doing better. So I'm just kind of sad that I'm not going to.
Would anyone else at this time like to offer their story?
Before we continue, I want to comment on what these candles are doing. When they melt, they all conglomerate together, and that is a wonderful symbol for what happens when everybody who loves someone gets together and shares these stories. It all conglomerates together and really raises the energy for how much we love that person. Thank you all for risking your fingers.
There are 4
My name is Kelly. I'm Steffan's wife. I may not have known him as long as you all. I met Steffan about the same time he met Jared, summer of 2007. He was part of a number of people that came over to my house and would game with us on the weekends. And I would always make cookies for this big group of soldiers that invaded the house I was living in, my ex-husband. And Steffan was there one time, and he did not like the cookies I was making. I was making something he didn't like. I don't know what it was, but it's like, he made this pop, he popped off a comment to me. It was like, so sarcastic and awful and funny. And I looked at him, and I grabbed a spatula, and I turned around, whipped it at him, and it hit him in the leg. And that was my first real introduction to Steffan McBee. And his to me. But the thing was, that I remember the most about that was the joking and the laughing. And how that's always been there with us. We tell terrible jokes. We have very dark senses of humor. And Steffan was my friend before he was my husband. I've known him for 18 years. And it's going to be very hard not going on without my friend. But in those 18 years, he and I were handfasted. We have wonderful kids. We have more kids that we borrow. And a very large community that has befriended us and that I am very glad for. Steffan, as a husband, Steffan was always funny. And even throughout our difficulties, we still managed to maintain a really good sense of humor. And we talked. I've made it through 3 deployments with him, holding down the fort. And it's always been wonderful when he comes back. This is just a really, really, really long deployment. But I will miss him as my friend, as my husband, as the father to my kids, as a leader and member of this community. And I thank you all so much for your memories of him. So there's a picture up in front of Steffan and I, and he's holding on to me like that. And that's Freya, that's in there. These are our hand-fasting cords. They weren't always this big. Every deployment that he went on, we would make another cord, and we would add it to them. So, our lives are woven up of many stories. Our lives are intertwined with each other. And one of the things that I will remember most, at least recently, from karaoke, is he would sing me the song, If Tomorrow Never Comes, by Garth Brooks. One of the lines that closes out that song is, tell that loved one, tell that someone what you're thinking of. if tomorrow never comes. So take that with you. There's no time like the present to tell the people you love and care for how much they mean to you. I know there are many of us that wish we could have said things or done things and whatnot. And I know that Steffan sees that too, as he is looking down on us. So don't miss your opportunity to do things, to tell people that you love them, to tell them how much you're worth, how much they mean to you. Hold them in your hearts, but let them know too. So, I love you, Ashby. And it's time to say my farewell too. Steffan, my beloved Ashke, my husband, father to my children, guardian of my heart and home, I have walked with you these last 18 years as your friend, 13 as your beloved, and 10 as your wife. You have known the secrets of my heart. We have shared laughter and tears and joy and trials. We have raised our family. You have held me in your arms in times of passion and comfort. You have kissed away my tears and brought me joy. You have held my hand as we have danced through many turns of the wheel beneath the stars above. And now, I walk this path alone. I know your shadow is beside me, and you will be forever in my heart until we meet again, to dance once more, hand in hand, underneath the stars above, for another turning of the wheel. My beloved Ashke, may the Valkyries welcome you and lead you through Odin's great battlefield. May they sing your name with love, so that way we may hear it rise from the depths of Valhalla. And know that you have taken your rightful place at Odin's table. For a great man has fallen, a warrior, a leader, a husband, a father, and a friend. Until we meet again, my love.
Somebody heard me.
I light this next candle on behalf of myself and my co-priestess here. If you want.
Okay, Odin says that's
Odin says no.
Okay. There are 4 different potential afterlives that a follower of the old gods may reside in before they are ready to reincarnate. Those who perish at sea are accepted into Ran's underwater hall. Those who die of illness or old age are destined for the never-ending feast of Helheim. Those who die in battle, as our beloved sibling did, may be destined to Folkvanger with Freya, or to Valhalla with the Allfather.
So, snobby Norse historians will claim that Freya gets first pick of the slain and Odin takes what she doesn't claim, and many traditionalists will also gatekeep what a true battle looks like. Yet us witches know that where we end up in death and the afterlife is our choice alone. How long we stay there before we reincarnate is also our choice alone. We are power, we are change, and we are one with the gods.
Those of us who knew our beloved deceased know that he resides with the Allfather. where all warriors drink, feast, revel, and prepare for Ragnarok in Valhalla.
Lo, there I do see my father. Lo, there I do see my mother, and my sisters and my brothers. Lo, there do I see the line of my people back to the beginning. Lo, they do call me. They bid me to take my place among them in the halls of Valhalla, where the brave may live forever. And they do call me as I take my place among them in the clanging halls of Valhalla, where the brave may live forever.
In the clanging halls of Valhalla, where the brave may live forever.
May the brave live forever! 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 May the brave live forever!
Let us now, as the All-Father has taught us, share this feast. And as we do, let us remember our brother, with whom we have so often shared it.
So we have dairy-free brownies, and we also have strawberries and other sweets that are right underneath there. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Okay.
Oh my!
Okay, hang on. There's more downstairs.
Do you need help? Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's easy. Great.
We did not rehearse this. If you wish to come up one at a time, please. Grab yourself a piece of the delicious. Are they all dairy-free?
This is gluten-free. That's gluten-free, dairy-free. So I want to make sure that everybody could actually enjoy these. We also have mead and apple juice that you can come up for as well. Yes.
So come on, come all. Get yourself a drink and some food.
Yep, start. Let's say if we start over on that side, it would be really great.
Apple juice right on, all right. Now, what am I going to do with this? Anyone with apple juice? I got you.
You want mead? Apple juice? There's a lot of mead over there.
Very good.
Thank you.
I'm Stevie now.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
Sorry, I couldn't
No, that was perfect.
My eyes.
I looked around, I was like, I don't see him. Oh.
I suppose I can put these back up here.
Thank you so much. It's okay. Odin, All-Father, he who walks between the worlds and guides every fallen warrior home, we do thank you for sharing this time and space with us, and we honor our brother who now resides with you. And ere ye both depart to those clanging halls of Valhalla, we do bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Frigg, All-Mother, she who births both gods and men, and who weaves the web of the universe. We do thank you for sharing this time and space with us as we honor your fallen warrior child. And ere ye depart to your pleasant and lovely realms, we bid thee hail and farewell.
Ye lords of the watchtowers of the east, ye lords of earth, we do thank thee for attending these rites, and ere ye depart to your pleasant and lovely realms, we bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the south, ye lords of fire, we do thank thee for attending these rites, and ere ye depart to your pleasant and lovely realms, we bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the west, ye lords of water, ye lords of death and initiation, we do thank thee for attending these rites, and ere ye depart to your pleasant and lovely realms, we bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the north, ye lords of air, Boreas, guardian of the northern portal, thou powerful god, thou gentle goddess, we do thank thee for attending these rites, and ere ye depart to your pleasant and lovely realms, we bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. And And now as we leave this place between the worlds, to walk once more upon the ordinary ground, remember, what we have done here is ever a part of us. We are power, we are change. Our circle is open, but never broken. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. May the gods preserve the craft as the craft preserves the gods. Thank you, everyone. It was an honor to do this today.
You're all welcome. There is a feast downstairs. Please, you can proceed through that doorway to get downstairs or one towards the back, but know that you are very, very much welcome. Please feast with us, share stories, enjoy your space. Thank you so much for everybody being here, and safe travels. Keep you in our hearts.
I have a feeling that now we've
These two and then
And this one went out by itself. Oh, okay. But I agree with you too.